Welcome to Image Hut. Today I am going to discuss 10 important points associated to the basic photography, which will help the budding photographers and also the serious amateurs. First of all, what we always feel is about our camera bag. When we are going out, we have to check till the last minute whether all required equipments, camera, lens, flash gun, mini tripod or some additional gadgets are in proper place in the bag or not, because that is very vital. If you have already gone out for the shoot and your equipments are not properly in your bag, then you might miss some chance of getting some better shots. So point one is that always arrange your camera bag properly for your assignments. Number two is that when you are on site and you are shooting, try to keep that in mind, that whether vertical or horizontal shots you are taking, you are actually holding the camera properly or not. Try to hold the camera properly in horizontal level and also in vertical level, so that your image will have a suitable horizon line which will help in your picture to be a perfect one. We always talk about ISO, shutter speed and aperture. This trio bridges the term called exposure triangle, and that exposure triangle helps us in getting a better shot, where we can play with the ISO, we can play with the aperture, and we also can play with the shutter speed as per our requirement. So always think about exposure triangle. That is very vital. And from exposure triangle, let's move to some very important tips on portrait photography. Suppose you are taking someone's portrait. He may be your friend, maybe a senior person or a big personality. But while you are capturing the portrait, always try to avoid unnecessary elements around that person. And if you open up the aperture, rather use wide aperture, that will help you to mitigate that problem of unnecessary elements in the picture, and you can get a nice, simple, decent portrait of that person which everyone will like. Another most important point is that in every year we go out for new places, and what we found is that landscapes. While capturing landscapes, always keep in mind that aperture plays a vital role. The decent landscape with almost all the details can be achieved with a suitable aperture. It will give you the landscape's greenery in the plains, its hills, mountains, sky, and the tones of or the colors which are available in that particular ambience as well. Maybe it's a sunrise or a sunset, or the mountains lighted with the first ray of light. Always aperture plays a bigger role in capturing good landscape. For portraits, general shots, landscapes, one thing is very vital, that is very much required as well, and which is well inbuilt in the camera, that is white balance mode. If you are shooting At sunlight, use that sunlight mode. Bright sun is there. If you are shooting the object which is already in the shadow, place the shadow mode. If you are shooting in tungsten light or in artificial light, use that tungsten or artificial mode. That will help to enhance your picture's colors in quality. And if you are unable to trace the actual light condition, then put it into auto white balance. That will somehow manage the picture. These are all about the technical things which are associated to the camera, but there are some aesthetic parts as well for the improvement of the image. What is that? One of the major component is composing the image. How to frame your picture, how the elements are placed in your picture, that is in composition. Rule of thirds is one of such most important and popular rule where we get 4 golden points where you can place the subjects, and automatically the image gives a different feel to the whole meaning of the picture which we are going to tell through our stories or through our capture as well. So try to place your object in a proper structure, in a proper place to get the shot better. In all this permutation combination, ISO plays a vital role. Sometimes lower ISO is less grainy, higher ISO the grains are more in the picture. So managing ISO very important. Photographers feel that they are quite comfortable with aperture priority. Some are comfortable with shutter priority. So that you have to negotiate when you are clicking a picture depending upon the subject, and that will improve your image. Last but not the least is when your image is at a low light, you have to reduce your shutter speed. Then don't avoid the use of tripod. Sometimes we confidently say that no, we can take this picture handheld. No, don't do that. Try to use tripod for the better shot, because it will help you to avoid shake in your picture or jerk in your picture. It will give you steady picture. Good wishes from Image Hut in advance. Try to practice, or rather try to remember all these 10 fundamental points. Try to use these 10 important points when you are on assignment or in outing or doing some casual shots. It will help you. So for those upcoming pictures, best wishes in advance from Image Hut. Enjoy your photography and be in touch.